I'm honored to be back in New York City for the annual Beat the Streets Gala competition. A little bit of history. This will be our 5th year that we've done something really big as far as a wrestling event to go along with this great fundraiser for wrestling here in New York. It started with a competition on the Intrepid, followed by 2 years in Times Square. Last year we were in Grand Central Terminal, and this year we returned once again to historic Times Square for the competition. We have many guests here from around the world that are going to be part of the competition. This year is a different format. We're doing a USA versus the world dual meet. In the past we've wrestled against other teams. The first year was American only competition. So we're going to have a new format and some exciting things going on that we haven't done before. I'd like to talk about tomorrow's schedule. We start with youth wrestling at 4 p.m. in Times Square. At 5:30 p.m. will be our Olympic level athletes competing. And if you miss it or you want to see it again at 10:30, there'll be an hour show on NBC Sports Network, NBCSN, where you'll be able to see the best action from tomorrow's activities. I'd like to first invite the Executive Director of Beat the Streets, Jim Fallis, to welcome you and talk a little bit about how this great event helps the kids in their wrestling activities here in New York City. Jim?
Thank you, Gary. Welcome everybody to the world's greatest show on foam right here in Times Square. So on behalf of our board of directors, our chairman Mike Novogratz and our president Kira Berry, I want to welcome everybody. We took care of the weather. We got the rain out of our system last week, so we're ready to go tomorrow. We're very excited about that. And we're really excited about the format that we've got this year with the U.S. versus the world. Gary mentioned what this does for Beat the Streets. We're a youth-based organization. We provide opportunities. We work very closely with the Department of Education and providing opportunities to kids kindergarten through 12th grade to get involved and participate in the sport of wrestling. And it's not just wrestling that they're involved in. We work with them in tutoring, mentoring, helping them in all phases where they need help and where they feel they want to get some assistance. So this event, which obviously the wrestling is a big part of it, and then certainly the after party is where we raised close to $1.5 million, and we don't have the final numbers yet for this year. That drives most of our nonprofit organization throughout the course of the year. We provide kids with opportunities to go to camps. We provide kids an opportunity to compete outside the city. We assist the city schools with providing mats and scoreboards so that they can run competitions. We work with coaches, we work with officials. Anything that happens with wrestling, Beat the Streets has their finger involved in some form or fashion. And so this event is our benchmark. We're excited, we're proud. We want to welcome you, and I'm going to turn it back over to Gary to talk about the format for the rest of the day. And I thank you for coming.
And if you do have some questions for Jim or anyone here, we're going to have one-on-ones available after the formal part of our press conference. So relax, enjoy the patio, and ask anyone questions when we're done with this format. The next person I'd like to introduce is USA Wrestling's Associate Executive Director for Programs and Strategy, Les Gutches, himself an Olympian and world champion wrestler. And he's going to talk a little bit about how important this event is to USA Wrestling. And he also has another special announcement we're making today. Les?
All right, well, thanks for coming, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank Mike Novogratz. Without him, this wouldn't happen. It was he put a lot of resources towards getting the foreign athletes here and making this opportunity available for everybody. So thanks, Mike. Next, Jim, you mentioned it, but I don't want to lose sight of the fact that the real meaning of this weekend and the real purpose for it is to raise money for Beat the Streets New York City and support that organization and all the good things that it does. And thanks for your leadership, and again, thanks to Mike for creating those opportunities for urban youth and wrestling. So it's a great event just beyond the matches that we're having here today. In terms of the meaning of these matches for the athletes back here, the foreign athletes, the domestic athletes, It's real simple. If you want to be the best in the world, you've got to wrestle the best in the world. And this is an opportunity for our athletes to do this here domestically. We don't have to travel. The best in the world come to us, and it's just a great opportunity for our pre-worlds preparation and for these guys in the back of the room here to get better, and girls. So it's for the national team program, it's a really good thing. You know, I guess the other thing is, you know, with the Save Olympic Wrestling effort last year and the big scare that we had, I think this is an excellent way for us to raise the profile of wrestling, to show the world what wrestling can do, how it breaks down political barriers and world events and transcends all of that and brings people together. So, you know, I noticed some large media outlets are picking it up, and it's just a great thing for the sport. That being said, we plan to win every match. Okay. Yeah, bold prediction for you guys to back up for me. I don't have to do anything. So the special announcement, Bruce Burnett is our new head freestyle coach. I had the opportunity to wrestle for Bruce as an athlete, and I really appreciated his systematic and methodical approach to preparing me for the World Championships, and I know that our athletes are going to respond well. You know, I never walked out there and felt unprepared for a match, and I'm looking for you guys to have a chance to work with him. And from an administrative standpoint, I'm especially excited about taking all that knowledge that Bruce has and institutionalizing it and you know, putting it into USA Wrestling's programs for years to come and long beyond him. And the plan is for Bruce to take us through the 2016 games in Rio, and then after that we'll look for a head coach for the next few quads. Any questions? Okay, thanks.
Coach Burnett's on a plane right now, so he'll be available for a media that would like to speak with him tomorrow at the competition. We also have a press release that will give all the information. It's being released right now on Coach Burnett. For those that are not aware, he was our national coach from 1993 to 2000, took us through 2 quadrenniums, coached 17 Hall of Fame athletes during the 8 years he was our national coach that were part of our national team program. So we're excited to have Coach Burnett here in New York. He will be at the event tomorrow, and certainly he'll be available to talk about his vision for our freestyle program moving forward through the rest of the quadrennium through the Rio Olympics. Our next guest is going to be helping coach these guys along with Coach Burnett and the other coaches here that are on staff for Team USA. Assistant National Coach Bill Zadek, who's going to say a few words about the American team and his goals and expectations for our athletes wrestling in Times Square. Bill Zadek.
Thanks, Gary. Again, I just want to reiterate, I want to thank Mike for his leadership in our sport. He does a lot. Jim, everybody's effort. Beat the Streets, of course, is a huge thing for the kids of New York City, and being the national developmental coach is something that I'm intimately connected with and passionate about. So I appreciate that effort. Our team here, it's kind of a diverse group. We have both some veterans and some young kids that are going to burst onto the scene. So from top to bottom, we're looking for these guys to get out there, and like Les had said, if you want to be the best in the world, you got to wrestle the best in the world. It's a great opportunity for us to showcase our skills on the world stage downtown New York City. So our guys need to get out on the mat and show what they have. Compete as hard as they can. This is a friendly event, but everybody's a competitor, so we want to get out there and show what we got and light the world on fire. So from top to bottom, we do have some great talent. Sean Garrett, Jimmy Kennedy, Logan Stever, Jordan Oliver, Brent Metcalf, David Taylor, Jordan Burrows, Ed Ruth, Kyle Snyder, and our women, Helen Maroulis and Randy Miller. I think we're excited to see everybody get out there and showcase what they have. So in that mix, we have everybody from cadet and junior world medalists to Olympic champions and world champions and junior world champions. So it should be a very exciting event for all of our athletes. Any
Questions? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Our next speaker will be one of our guests. He annually comes to this event with the Russian Federation. The team leader from Russia, Christakis Alexandridis, is going to tell us a little bit about the 4 Russian athletes and the reason that Russia always likes to come to compete here in New York. Coach? Wally?
That's good. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome everybody here, athletes, guests, organizers.
Уже 4-й раз мы
I'm here in 4 times.
удовольствие присутствовать на этих соревнованиях.
He's with team four times here, and he's very pleased what we do.
И благодарю всех организаторов, которые создают вот эти соревнования,
He-
планируют борьбу.
He thank all people who get involved with this to promote wrestling in the world.
И особенно приятно, что вот в этот раз сборная мира
He say this particular time we have a war team member, war, not just one country, Russia. We have all people who participate and represent their nationality in world level competition.
Скажи, мы всем показываем или всему миру, как мы едины в одной из команде сборная мира.
We say we want to show the world how we united as one team in the world.
И наш вид спорта – это вид спорта для мира во всем мире.
Our wrestling is for people to see how we act with the wrestling.
Any questions?
Okay. Right?
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I've asked a couple of the athletes to come up. Now, the first rule is you have to be a great athlete in wrestling, beat the streets. Second rule is you've got to have real good English. So we've got a matchup coming up at 65 kilos where we had 2 of our athletes wrestled each other in college 3 times one season. Obviously we have one athlete representing the United States here, and then we have one that's wrestling for one of our international competitors. I'd like to invite our guest athlete that's going to be wrestling in 65, Boris Novachkov, wrestled for Cal Poly, to talk a little bit about his matchup against Jordan Oliver. Boris? The challenge.
I don't really know. I mean, you guys got any questions? We wrestled 3 times in college. He beat me twice. I beat him 1 time. Never wrestled a freestyle match, so kind of excited about that. So, I don't know what else. If you guys got any questions?
Are you excited to be wrestling in Times Square?
Yeah, that's why I took the match. It's probably the best place you can wrestle at. I've been watching it the times you had it here, so I'm really excited.
Did you ever picture yourself wrestling in it?
Not really, because it's always been a duel between USA and Russia or a different country. I never thought they would wrestle Bulgaria, but I'm excited about this match. So.
Where do you train now? In the U.S. or Bulgaria?
I train at Illinois, and then I spent about 4 months in Bulgaria for a European camp and a world camp. So.
Do you get any different kinds of feels, different kinds of training over there in Bulgaria?
Yeah, I get a lot of different partners. We always have a lot of foreigners come to our camp, so we get a lot of great workout partners.
What's the biggest difference between the way you train in Bulgaria versus the way you train at Illinois?
We have a little more fun in Bulgaria. We play soccer about twice a week. Do a little more matches, like more live feel. That's about it.
What did you study at Cal Poly?
What?
What did you study at Cal Poly?
Kinesiology.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Boris.
Yeah.
athletes will be available after we do our weigh-in. Now, this has become a tradition here at the Beat the Streets event. We don't make these athletes do their initial weigh-in here because, you know, this is a very competitive match for them. They're competing. The winners, according to Jim Fallis, gets $3,000 each, so it's an important event for them. But we also come here to have a little bit of fun. So we have a weigh-in here where we pose all of our opponents with each other. We get their what they call their fighting weight, which is what they walk around at, and we'll get them up on the scale and then have them pose for photos and video for each matchup. A couple of the athletes are not here right now, and so, you know, we're going to have everyone who's got an opponent get up here. If their opponent's not here, at least get their fighting weight. We'll work our way through the lineup. We have 11 bouts, and we're going to be doing this in the order of the matches that we're going to do. So our first match is going to be at 57 kilo, 125 pounds. Our American athlete is not here. He had class today. He's a two-time All-American NCAA finalist from Cornell, Nashawn Garrett. And he's on his way down from Cornell. He had to go to class this morning, so he'll be there. But his opponent at 57 kilo from Bulgaria, he's a junior world silver medalist, junior world beach champion, competed in the Europeans for Bulgaria the last 2 years, Georgi Vangelov. We're doing it in pounds, by the way, guys. Some Americans know what they really weigh.
$136.
136 pounds, Vangelov.
Thank you.
Our next weight will be 61 kilograms. We'll start with the United States. He's U.S. Open champ, World Team Trials runner-up, three-time All-American for the University of Illinois, Jimmy Kennedy.
$145.
145 pounds. Jimmy, can you stand here, please? We're going to do a pose with your opponent. Okay. And wrestling him from a winner of 10 international tournaments worldwide. He's wrestled here and won the Dave Schultz tournament, won the New York Athletic Club tournament, has competed in dual meets here before in the United States. One of the top athletes in his weight class from around the world. From Russia, Alexander Bogomoyev.
What son?
Good. I'll do it.
$137 pounds. Gentlemen, shake hands. Shake right there. Look to the cameras. Thank you. Our third match. Our United States opponent, who's not here right now, two-time NCAA champion, junior world bronze medalist, World Team Trials runner-up, Jordan Oliver. This is 65 kilograms. His opponent, he's from a European silver medalist, three-time NCAA All-American, has won a number of medals this year in Europe, Boris Novachkov of Bulgaria.
$151.
151 pounds. Thank you, Boris. Our next match will be also at 65 kilograms. For the United States, he's a three-time NCAA champ, junior world silver medalist, third at the U.S. Open this year. Competing for Ohio State in the United States, Logan Stieber.
150.
150 pounds, Logan. And his opponent, coming down from the great north, is 5th in the world, 7th in the Olympics, multiple Pan American medalist, 2-time Olympian from Canada, Haselin Garcia. 150 pounds. Gentlemen, shake hands, please. Next up, we go once again at 165 kilograms. For the United States, a 2-time NCAA champ, Hodge Trophy winner, 2-time world team member, multiple world event medalist, competing for the United States, Brent Metcalf.
$155.
155 pounds. His opponent, 3rd in the World Championships, World University Games champion, European champion, competing for Russia, Magomed Kurbanaliev.
$151.
151 pounds. Gentlemen, next up, it's a women's match. We'll be going to 55 kilograms. For the United States, she's a world silver medalist, 5-time U.S. Open champion, 3-time junior world medalist, East Coast native from Rockville, Maryland, Helen Maroulis.
$132.
132 pounds. Her opponent, she's a 4-time Pan American champion, 12-time Pan Am medalist, one of the most experienced and competitive athletes in our continent, from Venezuela, Marcia Andrades.
$134.
134 pounds. Shake hands, athletes. We go back to men's freestyle competition at 74 kilograms. For the United States, 2-time NCAA champ, 2-time Hodge Trophy winner, 3rd in the World University Games, 2-time U.S. Open runner-up, David Taylor.
$168.
168 pounds. His opponent, 3rd in the world twice. Also 5th in the Olympic Games, 2nd in the World University Games, from Azerbaijan, Yabrel Hassanov.
$167.
167. Next up is 86 kilograms for the United States. He's a 3-time NCAA champion, the first ever from his school, Penn State, 3rd in the U.S. Open the last 2 years, Mr. Ed Ruth.
197.
197 pounds. And his opponent, 5th in the world champion this year, champion of the Grand Prix of Paris, the Grand Prix of Spain, and a medalist at the Ivan Yurigin event in Russia. From Spain, Tamarez Friev.
$191.
191 pounds. Gentlemen? I'm going to switch the order on this one because we have a special guest in this weight class. We're going to have our opponent go first, if you don't mind. 2004 Olympic champion, 5-time world champion, junior world champion, 2nd in the world championships, European champion, wrestling for Russia, Hajimurat Gatsalov of Russia.
$218.
218 pounds. His opponent from the United States, he's a junior world champion. Last year he was the 86 High School Wrestler of the Year, training the full-time now at the Olympic Training Center. From Woodbine, Maryland, again an East Coast guy, Kyle Snyder.
217.
217 pounds. Gentlemen? Our next bout, the 10th bout, will be at 74 kilograms in men's freestyle for the United States. He's the reigning world champion 2 times, reigning Olympic champion, 3-time World Cup champion, Pan American Games champion, 2-time NCAA champion, Hodge Trophy winner, Jordan Burroughs.
$173.
173 pounds. His opponent, 3rd in the Yurigin International, 2nd in the Sargsyan tournament in Armenia, a European junior champion, and he wrestled a 1-point match against Jordan last year. From Russia, Atsamaz Sanakoyev.
$176.
176 pounds. We're going to have a little fun this year with the competition. Our final match, the highlight event at the end of the match, will feature a women's match at 67 kilograms. And for the United States, will be a bronze medalist from the Olympic Games, 2-time Open champion, multiple international tournament medalist, Randy Miller.
$167.
167. Now Randy's agreed we're going to have a mystery opponent for her, which we will announce Matt side tomorrow in the final match of the evening. So I'd like to thank all our athletes for participating in our mock weigh-in and for coming here to be representing themselves and their countries. Please hang out because some journalists may want to speak with you. Look forward to a great day of wrestling tomorrow in Times Square. Come on out. Tickets still available, Jim? Tickets are still available. Tell your friends, neighbors, anyone you know who might have a chance to get into the city tomorrow to see some great wrestling. And thank you very much for coming.